Welcome to Beyond the Bar, a podcast where justice meets recovery. I'm Devin Anderson, and I'm the host of this. I started this podcast, and I've been starting out the same way, saying that I really want to bring awareness to treatment courts and the people who go through them and change their lives completely. I think y'all have already seen that in a couple that we've already broadcast. But also, I want to talk about the stigma surrounding substance use disorder and mental health because, let's get past that. That's what we need to do. And I think if you hear the stories of people, you see that they're just like you or just like somebody in your family. And whatever happens, something happens, and their genes activate, because most of us have. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I have alcoholism in my family. It's genetic. It's like it gets activated, and you just find out that I can't drink like other people, or you end up being addicted and dependent on a drug. So that's kind of what we're talking about. I also want to mention last podcast, Jessica Yeager, who is an amazing person and mother. There were two takeaways from that I really wanted to highlight. One of them was that it's not always easy to get in a treatment court if you have a lawyer who, honestly, either doesn't know or doesn't care or isn't advocating for you, or you have a judge or a probation officer who may not have picked up on your need to be in one. You can demand it. That's what Jessica did. She went in front of Judge Thomas and she told him, you can put 2 ankle monitors on me and I just don't want to lose my kid. And so that's why she got into drug court. I just want to emphasize that there's always you. You can do it. You can ask to be talked to the judge and get into a treatment court. And then the other thing is that when she had the worst day of her life, when she talked about having her parental rights terminated, which is a parent's worst nightmare, instead of going out and using again, she said she went out on the streets and started doing service work. And I can't tell you how many times that has saved me when I have been really despondent or feeling sorry for myself or something bad happens. If you go out and help somebody else, you realize that there's, first of all, a lot of people who have it worse than you. But it also is just a way to give back and to get outside yourself and your head. I just really recommend it. And God knows right now we could all use service, and there's a lot of people in need. So I just wanted to say those two things from that last episode. And today I'm so excited to have Precious Simon here. I met her at a mental health court in Houston graduation. I speak at every graduation because I want to make sure that the people going through the courts know that all the things that we can do for them. Justice Forward, the nonprofit that I run, I don't think I said that. And so we help with all kinds of things. And one of the best things I think we do is that we pay for training for people to become peer recovery coaches. And those are people with lived experience who've either become, stable on their meds in a mental health court, or they're sober and they want to work in the field. These are jobs where they are helping kind of talk other people into getting help, and they can work in other nonprofits or they can work in courts, but we pay for the training. And so Precious came up to me after the graduation. You were still in the court and you said, I want to do that. And I said, this is how you do it. You get on our website, justiceforwardtx.org, and fill out the form and we'll look at it. And so here you are. You also, spoiler, so you're a felony drug court graduate. And we're going to talk about when you graduated later. I'm going to save that as a tease because something happened when she was graduating in the courtroom that in my 33 years I have never seen happen. And it also made it even better that my former law partner, Brock Thomas, who's the judge of that court, he just could have seen his face. I wish I had taken a picture of his face. So we'll talk about that at the end. But anyway, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I like to thank you for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure.
I'm so glad you're here.
Yes.
And I would love to So I was telling you before we started that you're the first mental health court person I've had. And so um, I know that those courts, at least the one you were in, are people charged with felonies who have mental health issues that have caused like repeated contact with law enforcement. But you have another issue as well. You have substance use disorder
Yes.
also. So
Yes.
you're what they, I guess, dual
diagnosis.
diagnosis.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Which is one of the dockets. So Judge Thomas has mental health issue only and then dual diagnosis docket. And so you were in that one. And that's where I saw you. And you were just, I remember what they said about you at the graduation, just what a pleasure you were and how much you took it seriously. But so I know, how long have you been sober?
I've been sober now for 4.5 years.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And you have a mental health diagnosis
Yes, I
of,
do.
what is it?
I have bipolar disorder and depression.
Okay. And you're on medication for that?
Well, actually, I have stopped taking the medication with the help of my psychiatrist.
Oh, okay.
We worked through that so I could taper off. I haven't taken medication now for 8 months.
Oh,
And I'm doing well. Yes. Mhm.
Why did you have to taper off? That interests me.
Well,
didn't
I
know.
had a choice to whether to keep taking the medication or not. And I didn't do it without getting the input from my psychiatrist. And so we talked about I was in full remission, bipolar. Bipolar doesn't go away, but you cannot have symptoms for a while.
Okay.
And then you can become in full remission of the bipolar disorder. And that's what happened. And so I had a choice to stop taking the medication.
I see.
And I tried that. Because before, when I had stopped taking medication, those were the times that I had trouble. I would relapse or, get involved with the criminal system again. But this time I didn't want that to happen. So I made sure that my psychiatrist was well aware so that if anything did happen, then I could, just immediately go back on the medication. I also made sure that my support group was very knowledgeable that that's what I was doing and the people that I work with so that if they saw any unusual behaviors starting to surface, that they could interfere and let me know that, something was wrong and I needed to go back on the medication.
So how long has it been?
It's been 8 months now.
So you feel
yes,
okay? You
and I
seem
feel
great.
fine. Yes, I feel fine. I'm doing good.
Oh, good.
I'm a lead recovery coach, recovery support peer specialist is what the title is of it. But for short, lay term is recovery coach. And so I'm a lead on the first shift.
Okay. Your lead on the first shift. That's
Yes.
what you said.
Yes.
Okay. So how long have you been there?
I've been there for over 2 years now.
Was that the first job you got as a peer recovery coach?
Yes, actually, I worked as a recovery coach there back from 19 to 20. And then I had some trouble and I relapsed. My mother passed away and I relapsed and I had to go through the system again. But when I came out this time was when I met you. When you were at the court. And Justice Forward supported me to go to training a second time to be a recovery coach. And Houston Recovery Center rehired me, gave me a second chance to come back to my job, and now I'm a lead coach.
So let me see if I'm saying this right. The Houston Recovery Center is the people who get arrested for public intoxication or they come off the street.
Yes.
And they have a place to stay, to sleep, to sober up, not be charged. I know that from being a prosecutor, that they don't get charged, and which is really good. And then they're also connected to services. And you're one of the people that they would talk to?
Yes. When someone comes into the recovery center, they can come in through what we call jail diversion, which is where an officer would choose to bring them to the center rather than take them to jail. Public intoxication, a situation that might have happened at home, family, domestic violence, something like that. And they bring them into the sobering center, and a recovery coach meets them and brings them in. And then at that point, they have an option to sober up and go home or to go into treatment. We can help them to get into treatment. We don't provide the treatment at the sobering center, but we would help the client to get into treatment if that's what they choose. But a recovery coach is there to meet them at the door to help them with building that hope, which is what we all need, I think, when we're cleaning up, we're wanting to change our lives. It's someone there to start to give them that hope right at the front door when they're coming in.
Right, and it's somebody who cares, and it's somebody who's been through it. I mean, you cannot beat the credibility of that.
Exactly.
I think. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I guess what made you want to do that job after you went? You weren't even finished with mental health court, and you were thinking about doing it because you
Yes.
had done it before.
Yes, actually, when I first heard about recovery coaching, I was a client at the transitional program, Angela's House.
Oh yeah,
And that's when I first heard about that, and I went through the training the first time. Um, and I
Angela
thought,
House is for women coming out of prison.
yes, that was
Right.
women coming out of
It's a
prison.
sober
I had
living.
been to state jail, and Angela House supported me to become a recovery coach.
Okay.
And Houston Recovery Center did hire me then. Um, and I just felt that it was an opportunity to give back to the community, to help people like myself who can change if they really want to.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be a real desire. Um,
Because it's hard work.
it is very hard work, yes. Uh-huh. You don't just change overnight. It takes some time. And it really helped me to talk to a peer about what they had been through because it was someone that really understood what I was going through as a person with a substance abuse issue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, being part of a program like that, it was required that I address my mental health issues as well. So I started to learn to talk to the psychiatrist or other professionals about what medications worked and what helped, what really helped me. Now, the last time that I went through Judge Thomas's court, I went through a program called Changing Lives, Changing Outcomes,
Yeah.
and there was some training in that particular uh, class about medication adherence and how you talk to your psychiatrist and how you talk about things that are happening with those medications. I believe that that's why this last time that I went through treatment that I was more successful because I had some knowledge of how to talk to my psychiatrist about what was really working for me and what wasn't working for me.
Okay.
So
Well, that's good.
we were able to adjust doses. I'm not sleeping well at night or I am sleeping well. It's too much. I get up very early in the morning. I need medication to sleep to wear off, so that I can go work during the day. Maybe it's too much. The dosage might be too high or it's not enough. I need a little bit more so they can increase the dosage so that I can sleep throughout the night. But just those little simple things that someone might take for granted, but to know how to really be able to talk to a psychiatrist about that and have that doctor help you with a cocktail that really works for you.
It's advocating for yourself.
Definitely,
Again.
definitely learning how to advocate
Yeah.
for yourself.
And that just doesn't come naturally to
No,
some
it doesn't.
people. Right.
No,
Right.
No, it doesn't.
So when were you diagnosed with bipolar and depression?
That happened after I had a substance abuse disorder. I received a diagnosis from Bintab Neuropsych Center with the bipolar. I had been diagnosed previously years ago with depression, but not severe.
So bipolar was that wasn't when you were in the court. It was before that.
Yes, it was before that.
So were you taken there because of an incident? I guess because you're talking about being in a psych hospital, or you just walked in.
Into the court.
No, Bentop.
I went to Bintab. I just went in. I walked in.
You
Yes.
walked in and got the diagnosis.
Yes.
So I'm trying to. You were already in Houston.
Yes.
Tell us. So it's not a lifelong disease that you've had, the bipolar.
No, not well. It wasn't diagnosed.
It wasn't diagnosed.
It certainly could have been, but it wasn't diagnosed
So
until later on.
what were your symptoms of it? I don't know if I'm asking it the right way. I'm not.
it's okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it's
how?
okay.
What were the aspects of it for you?
Severe mood swings from one extreme to the other. Really down it sometimes, or times of euphoria when I just go for days and can't stop, or times when I just can't get up, and I'm
one or
down
the
for
other.
days, just one or the other. That's a major symptom of that. Well, when you're sleep deprived for days, unusual behavior does
Yeah, come
surface.
from that.
Yes,
Yeah.
it surfaces. Yes, and so that can create some problems in the community when you're homeless and using a substance to mask those symptoms.
Right.
To mask those symptoms.
So how long do you feel like you had the mood swings your whole life, or did it start when you got to Houston, or start with drugs? Or
I think I did have some earlier in life, but like I said, undiagnosed. But I think it was more pronounced when I came to Houston because I was using.
Okay.
I was using drugs.
When did you get to Houston?
I had been married. I grew up in Houston, and then I went to Texas Woman's University in Denton, and I graduated from there. And I stayed in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for 26 years. Um, and I started to go through a really bad time in life with my marriage and two young kids and a very stressful career. And
What was your career?
I was a manager at a state agency, and I worked there for over 20 years. Very high productivity, demands in the job, but everything happened. It seemed at one time, and I made the decision to try crack, and I knew better. I was older, in life, but I wanted to try. What is this drug about?
How old were
And
you?
I was 42. 42 years old. Yes, when that happened.
How old were your kids?
My kids were like 11 and 13.
Yeah.
They were younger, younger children.
And not a good marriage, I
No,
guess.
the marriage was having trouble. So we ended up divorcing, and I moved back to Houston.
Okay, you said you just, did you buy, how did you find the crack? I'm like,
I just found it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's not very hard to find.
No, I'm sure it's not. I just, and you smoked it?
And I smoked it, yes. Didn't really know how to smoke it until I separated from my husband and met people that showed me, how to smoke it. But I did. I tried it, and it started a downward spiral, where I started to lose everything that I knew: my family, my children, my relationship with my husband, who I had been married to for 26 years. And I found myself back in Houston with my elderly parents, and I ended up on the streets.
Did your husband get the kids?
Yes, yes, he had the kids.
Did you, can you tell me what is this is such a, I don't mean to be insulting or clueless. I don't know which one I am, or maybe both, but what is it about crack that, because I always had it from the other side, prosecuting it, and I understood the just extreme addiction, and I know scientifically like how addictive cocaine itself is and crack. What is it about it that would make you turn your back on everything?
The way that it was for me is that I describe it as being on a roller coaster. That and every time it stops, I wanted more, and just to get that feeling of euphoria that continued. It would only last for a short while anyway, but I'd have to go out again and get some more, and just get some more. And so my life became just nothing but thinking about how I was going to get the next hit, how I was going to get some more crack, more crack. It never was enough anyway.
Wow.
Never was enough anyway, but that's what my whole life revolved around: not eating, definitely not paying any financial responsibilities, not even thinking about my children, just nothing but the crack, not thinking about how it was hurting my family. Even though I didn't take things from my family or steal from them, I was hurting them because they saw me in a situation that they knew that I really didn't belong in.
Right.
Hurting myself, yes.
Right. A college graduate with a really good job and a family. I mean, it's
Yes,
just
and
it's
young
shocking.
children, yes, exactly.
Right. I mean, you're clearly an intelligent person. It just shows how helpless you become.
And how addictive the drug is.
Right.
How addicted that is. See, when someone comes into the sobering center, I understand that
Right.
because I've lived that. And I know what that feels like to not be, to love your children for sure, but to not be able to go and see them,
Right.
and you need to, you need to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you ended up leaving it all behind and moving to Houston.
Yes.
And you said you moved in with your elderly parents?
Yes. And so I ended up on the street. They didn't put me out, but I couldn't run in and out going to get crack, all the time. So I ended up homeless and on the street, actually living in a tent under the bridge.
Oh, my God. Which bridge?
At Belford and 45.
Yeah. Was that, that had to be dangerous.
Yes, it was. Sure it was.
For a woman on the street.
Yes. I was fortunate not to have been raped or hurt or killed. I was very fortunate and lucky. I'm looking back on it now, but going through it, all I wanted was another hit of crack. Wow. That was what was important to me.
And so, how did you make the money to get the crack?
Anyway, hustled, asking people for change,
Yeah,
or
panhandling.
yes, panhandling, uh, standing on the corner, just, whatever it took.
Yeah.
I didn't get into stealing from stores and things like that, but pretty much anything else.
I'm going to assume that at some point you were arrested.
Several times, yes, many, many times.
When was the first arrest?
The first arrest was a trespassing arrest in a parking lot at Fiesta. That was the first time I was arrested because I was panhandling in the parking lot at Fiesta.
Yeah.
So, and I remember that because it was my first time being arrested, and it was disappointing to me. But after that, I kind of got numb to it.
Right.
Here we
How
go
was jail
again.
the first time?
Oh, it was very scary. Yes, it was very scary. I remember calling my mother and talking to her about that, and I remember them coming and saying, "Are you going to clean up? We'll bond you out, but we're not going to do it if you're going to do it again." "Oh, no, I'm not going to do it again." Only to get out and go straight back.
Of course, because did you have any treatment? No.
No, nothing happened. No.
Right.
No, not until I got in the specialty courts did I start to get treatment.
Right.
Treatment.
There's a woman who started drug court always used to say jail does not get you sober,
It
and there
doesn't.
is no bigger truth than that. You
No,
know.
exactly.
Right.
The last time I actually went to jail and went to treatment, I listened for the first time. And I paid attention to what was being said in the classes, all the classes. I went to, Judge Thomas actually sent me to the Huey.
Oh.
And I went every day and I paid attention in class and I did the homework. And we did what was called the behavior change, where you think about a situation and the consequences of the situation, the positive and the negative, and what would happen, in any given situation. And I worked really hard on behavior change. And now behavior changes are done in my mind in a few seconds.
They're automatic. Yeah.
Just automatic, yes.
Right.
And so,
How many times were you arrested before you got to mental health court?
I have a rap sheet that's 16 pages long.
Oh my God.
You would not believe.
No,
I don't know
would
how
not.
many times. I don't know how many times it is, but it's 16 pages of just pettiness.
Yeah.
Pettiness, just looking
In and
at
out.
it. In
It's
and out.
the
The
revolving door.
yes.
That's
Exactly.
what I talk about with treatment courts. It stops that because it's a exercise in insanity to keep just jailing you when it's either mental health issues or substance use with no treatment. I mean, was it ever offered to you before you got to felony mental health court?
No treatment. No treatment at all. No, I would just get out and go right back. I wouldn't even go home to my parents. I would just go back to the neighborhood to go hustle some more. Sometimes I would hustle enough money from the jail back to the hood to buy me some crack by the time I got back
My
to the
God.
neighborhood. So, yeah, no,
You were
there
just
was no
waiting to
treatment.
get
Just
out
waiting.
to do it again.
Yes, exactly.
Right. That's
all.
that is the problem right there.
Yes. The last time though, I really paid attention. But I sat in jail and I prayed the last time and I asked God to please take this taste away from me. For the first time in my life, I was really serious about my prayer to God, and I believe that He answered that for me.
And that's when you were offered felony mental health court?
Yes.
How did you get into the court?
Actually, I had known this lady named Sadrina Tufts, and that I worked with when I was recovery coach the first time at Houston Recovery Center, and I saw her through the window, and I was embarrassed because I didn't want her to see me in jail.
Wait, were you in jail?
Yes,
And
I
you
was
saw
in
her?
jail, and I saw her. She was on the other side of the window working in the courts, and I hid from her so she wouldn't see me. And at the last minute, I tapped on the glass, and I talked to her, and she said, "Hold on, I'll see about this court for you." And the next thing I know, she had me connected with the felony mental health court, and I did a TRAS. And
That's the assessment.
yes, I did the TRAS, and that's how I got into the courts.
So that's another way you can get into the courts is if a peer recovery coach
Helps you.
advocates for you. Yes.
Yes, she did.
That's great.
Yes.
If you were talking to somebody who was just starting out in felony mental health court, what would you tell them? What advice would you give them?
Don't play games. Be serious about why you're there, what you're there for, if you really want to make a change.
Just do. Yep, I've heard that before. I've heard like just do what they say. It works.
It really does work. If you really put time in to everything, then you have so many tools that are available for you, so many strategies to help when the cravings come, because they're going to come.
Right.
When you want to try to stop taking the medication, what do? Do you just stop taking it and go back and have that same trouble, or do you talk to your psychiatrist and get some help to be able to really taper off, the medication so that you can function without it if you
Right.
really don't need it anymore. But stop just going in and out just to be done. I just need to be off probation. I don't want to do this anymore. Really benefit from the programs that are there to help you if you
Right.
want to change.
Don't just go through the
Yeah.
motions.
Yes. Don't go through the motions.
It's
That's
true
right.
because you use these tools the rest of your life. I
Yes.
mean, that's what 12-step programs do also. Is they give you
Exactly.
yeah,
It's like when I mentioned the behavior change earlier.
and talk about the team of the whole team in the court, because I've tried to explain to people how supportive the people are in the court.
Oh,
They're
yes.
not out to get you. They want to help you.
Exactly. The Judge Thomas's team was awesome. Juliana was there to help. There was a case manager there that helped. They helped me with transportation. Just I could pick up the phone and call and talk to someone if I needed to.
That's
It was
great.
just awesome. If I needed to get a message to Judge Thomas, to get some feedback or something, they were willing to do that for me. Just it was just really amazing. It wasn't a threatening situation at all. Going through that.
Good.
It was just really helpful. And so every week when I went to court to report to Judge Thomas how things were going with me, I had my plan out on what I was working on, what my plan was for the next week, when my next appointments were, where I was in my job, everything. And I could just tell him, line by line, everything that I was working on and really be doing that.
Yeah.
Really be doing that. Yes, I went to a second transitional program that he sent me to from the Hue, Santa Maria, which is an excellent program.
It is.
And in Santa Maria's program, I was able to go to work, which is what I needed
Okay.
to return to work. Even though I had many years as a professional, I went to work at a McDonald's just so that I could learn how to work again, how to follow a supervisor's instructions again, how to get up and work an 8-hour day, do those things. I needed to learn basic work skills again. But I also had a commitment where I had to be at my outpatient classes several times a week and court several times a week. So I needed a job where I had to be off by 1 o'clock so I could be to those commitments by 2. So I worked at McDonald's from 5 to 1.
That's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Santa Maria allowed me to be able to go to work, go to my treatment, my court commitments, and then return, to the
And you lived
facility.
there. Yeah.
Yes, I lived
Yeah,
there.
sober housing.
For
Right.
for a period of time, maybe 4.5 months or so. I stayed there after I got out of the Hue.
Okay, I want to skip to the good part.
Okay.
Not that that's not good.
Yes.
But
Okay.
the graduation, because
Yes.
I have to tell the audience, even though he would kill me, Judge Thomas is has the biggest heart. He is the finest felony mental health court judge. I mean, he's just so compassionate, but he is. Decorum is very important in the courtroom to him. I'll put it that way. And I remember getting to the court for graduation, and I noticed you because you were wearing an Astros jersey.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
for your bright orange.
Yes.
And but there was a man on the second row next to us who was pretty boisterous, like a big guy, chatting with people. And I think they had you up there. Yes, you were getting your graduation certificate, and the judge was talking about you. And then he said, Ms. Simon, there's a gentleman in the second row who asked to speak to you, and I've allowed him to do that. And I'm thinking, what's going on here? Because that does not sound like Judge Thomas to me. Now you say what happened and who he was.
That was my fiance. Yes.
And what did he do?
He stood up and he pulled out this ring from his pocket, and he asked me to marry him.
I bet we all
in
about
front of
fell
the
out.
court. In front of the court, yes.
In front of the whole
He
court.
did,
Everybody
yes.
blew up. I was trying to get my cell phone. I'm like, oh my God, I got a picture. And we're going to put it on the video because
Okay.
even though it's not the greatest picture, it's the best I could do because we were flipping out. And I was watching Judge Thomas and his mouth was hanging open. It was awesome. Like, I've been in the courts a long time and I've never seen anything like that. So y'all are still
Yes.
together,
Yes,
right?
we're still together.
Yes, look
Yes,
at that
we're
pretty
still together.
ring.
Thank you.
Good, good. Well,
Yes, we're still together.
congratulations.
Thank you.
You've been.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time. Is there anything else you want to say? Because you were really.
I want to say thank you because you were support in Judge Thomas's court. When I was sitting there, really new to it, I was listening to you and about the things that you could help me with. And you were talking about this training, and I was writing it down, going, just what? Okay, I got to find out about this. I got to find out this.
good.
And I did. I Googled it, and then when I came and talked to you the next time that we were in court, you guys just really made it seamless, the process seamless. When I went to my training, it was already paid for. It was just awesome.
I'm so
I couldn't have done that without you, and I appreciate that.
Well,
I really do.
Thank you for saying that. You were
You're
the
welcome.
reason we do what we do. You were. Thank you. You took the opportunity, and now look at you. You're
you.
helping so many people.
Just needed a little help.
That's right. And you took it, and thank you. And
You're
now
welcome.
you're just passing it on.
Yes, as a matter of fact, now I'm about to buy me a house.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh!
I am.
Congratulations.
There's another program in Harris County that is also helping me with that, and they're going to start building me a brand new
Oh my
townhome in
gosh.
spring. Yes,
That is so
it's
exciting.
awesome. Yes,
Congrats.
yes.
Oh,
So
that
my
is
life has really
big.
changed.
It really
has, and I'm really thankful.
You're getting it all back. And you're
All
doing all
because
the
I
work.
tapped on the glass, and a lady named Sadrina helped me.
I love that. Well,
She connected
thank
me
you.
to everybody.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And
Okay.
this is why we do this. And this is why I have this podcast. So we all learned something, but also just to see it's passes from one person to the next person to the next person. So thank you. And don't hesitate to get help. Reach out to us, justiceforwardtx.org, if you're a specialty court participant or graduate in Harris, Galveston, or Fort Bend County. Beyond the bar tx at gmail. You can email us with any questions and if you have any suggestions. And if you know you need help, there's so much help available. You can get online and find the nearest AA meeting to you, NA meeting. I can't tell you how much it helps to have someone in your corner. You don't have to do it alone. Please seek help if you need it. Thank you for listening. Appreciate it.